We're obsessed with the Connie Pheiff Show. It's about a lifestyle shift to move up or out.
Hey, what's your jam? What's the one thing that really drives you? What makes you unstoppable?
It's about opening a new door to live your dream.
People give up way too early on their dreams.
It's about enjoying the journey. It's about keeping it real.
Damn, now the interviewee is interviewing the interviewer. I like this.
It's all about you.
I knew there was something else I wanted to do. Stop taking shit so seriously. Y'all can do this. Take an outrageous look at life and laugh.
This is the Connie Pheiff Show.
We love your voice. We love your jam. You need to be on radio.
And now your host, Connie Pheiff.
Well, hey, folks, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. This is Connie Pheiff, your unstoppable diva, and you're listening to The Connie Pheiff Show. I want to thank you again for coming back and listening and caring about us, but also the information, the content we are bringing you each and every week. Our loyal listeners, we hear back from them time and time again saying, they want more information on certain topics, certain ways it's going to help them increase their business. They talk about, self-awareness, consciousness. And that's exactly what our guest is going to be talking about today. He is a pioneer for career change with joy of business. He is a speaker, an international speaker, an entrepreneur. He is also a business and life mentor. He's Australian, but I just heard he's a Texas boy now. He's the Australian CFO of Access Consciousness, and he has set a simple yet very profound tools currently transforming lives in over 174 countries. I thought I was mobile. Like this guy is all over the place. But I want to welcome to the Connie Pheiff Show, Brendan Watts.
Hi, Connie. Thank you for having me.
So I wasn't sure which accent.
I love that intro. That was wonderful.
Well, thank you. I wasn't quite sure which accent we were going to be getting here, the Texan or the Aussie.
I need to practice a little more on the accent, on the southern. But
we'll have to. Well, bless your heart. We'll have to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I'll practice, and next time I'll have it down, and we can do the Texan.
Oh, that'd be awesome! You'll have to show up with your 10-gallon hat, and I'll have my cowgirl boots on, and we'll be ready to do a little square dance in there.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
How cool! You just can't take a Southern gal out of the red.
You can't take the South out of no. You just can't.
You're right. It's just there. It's in the blood. It's I was going to say inbred, but no, we're not inbred. But I am from the Appalachian Mountains.
Bred in.
All right, let's say bred in.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I actually still have family who are Moonshiners. And a year or two ago, I did this multi-week trip with my husband, and we were visiting family, who I haven't seen in years and years, and some never. And so we did this little road trip through the South, through the Appalachian Mountains, and we get to this one road. It was like a deserted road, like literally a throwback in time. And I'm on the phone with my mom, and she's like, no, you have to go down this road to get to the family farm property, and where some families still live. And she warned me that there were still Moonshiners back there. She told me, and I'm like, okay, all right, I got it. So, but she kept telling me, go until you see the two big trees, and that's the start of the property. And I'm driving down this road. I'm like, Mom, there's trees everywhere. What the hell are you talking about? The two big trees. So then I lose her because you're in the middle of nowhere, and we get to the end of the road, and there's these two big, massive trees. I'm like, oh, I got it. And then there were cousins. They came out on horseback with rifles, and they're like, who are you? And they're like, we thought you was law. Like, no, we're not the law. So I was like, ooh, okay. But yeah, we still have family there. So of course, very short time, my accent comes right back, and
I kind of like that reality of, horsebacks and rifles, and I like the old times,
But that's how they still live. And then this past summer, I went back to another location where they had a family reunion, which they've been having for over 25 years, I've learned. And it's definitely a throwback, and even the town and how they live, and and I show up, and they I was like the big celebrity that came to the party. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. I mean, one hotel in the entire town. And of course, all the out of towners were there, and most of our party happened there. But it's always fun, to go back. Like you said, it's life. It just takes you back to reality.
It is, yeah.
It really is. So, the work that you're doing, I mean, really, in a sense, is helping people to do exactly that, to really be aware of that consciousness and really take them back and help them step back into a place of, I guess, of reality, of, where we're really at.
Yeah. It's really taking people forward into something different. It's like, for me, is when I was growing up, it was like, I knew how different I was, but I was just going, no, I need to fit in. I need to do things the same as everybody else.
Oh, I am so with you on that.
and then I was like, wait a minute, what do I know? Like, and I started looking at it from that place, and started realizing that it wasn't so much just the education that I could get, because I could educate myself on anything. I'm that kind of person. It's like, if I want to learn about money, I can learn about money. If I want to learn about business, I can learn about business. I can learn about anything, but what do I actually know? And when I started asking that was when I started really getting the gift of how easy things can show up in your life, and how easy you can create things also.
That's really interesting, because so what I'm hearing you say is, once you believe it, it becomes reality.
Pretty much, yeah. Like they talk about, if you think it, you can have it. Like I mean, I was watching a movie the other night when it was like, if you have the will, you can have it, and it's pretty much that. It's like, if you know you can be something, or know you can do something, then you're gonna do it.
Right, you got to do it. There's still work involved. I mean, you still have to take the steps to get there. I mean, it's still not going to just be handed to you. You still have to work really hard for what. Right. I can hear that in your voice. I know.
I know. I mean, when I first started changing my life around, it was 10 years ago, and I was like praying to everything else. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. But I realized I actually had to be the one to make different choices. Like if you want a different life, you have to choose it.
And you choose it, and it may, to other people or to the outside world, they may be looking at you and saying, what did you just do? I know with me, like leaving corporate, well, technically they left me, and I decided, well, I've had
they broke up with you.
Yeah, they broke up with me. How dare they? But and I just thought, and actually I tried to get back in, but nobody wanted me. I was either underqualified or overqualified, and it was so funny. I even went for some additional training, and they're like, "You are a CEO. What additional training do you need?" And I was like, "Oh, I just threw my hands in the air. I'm like, okay, this is enough for this." And I just like, okay, I'm just going to create my own company. I'm going to create my own business. And like I said, there's been a lot of speed bumps or road bumps that's happened, and I'm starting my 13th year, so. You stick to it long enough, it definitely will come to you. But what was that shift for you where you said, no, I need to do it differently. I'm going to do it my way. What works for me? So what was that shift that really forced you to make that change?
I really got to a point in my life where I just wasn't happy anymore. Like I hadn't been happy my whole life. But I got to a point where it either needed to change or I was done. And when I got to that, and one day I just went, you know what? My life needs to change right now or I'm over it. That was the moment my life started changing. But it's like that demand that I put into my life and put into my future was the thing that changed it. And that's what I talk to a lot of people about is like you have to be willing to make that step. You've got to be willing to push yourself into something different if you want something different. If it's more money, good. If it's better business, good. If it's a different life, good. But you have to get to that place where you go, you know what? I'm going to do whatever it takes and I'm going to make this happen. That's your first step.
Yeah, and it's scary because it's stepping into the unknown. But like you said, if you're in a place right now that's not working, push yourself to pivot and move in that different direction. And like I could totally agree with everything that you're saying, and I'm sure many of our listeners are saying the same thing, and some that are still sitting in corporate. We actually, although this show is for lifestyle entrepreneurs, we actually, because we track it, we actually have more corporate executive listening to the show because they're saying, I'm like sick. I won't curse. I am tired of this life. I want something different. But again, it's that change, if that shift. But if you're miserable where you're at now, why not? Why not? Is it a risk? Yes. And in a lot of cases, but why not take that risk?
Well, it's uncomfortable too. It's like I used to choose my life from that place where I'd go, well, this is comfortable. So it's like we can gauge our choices that way. So we go, this is comfortable, this is uncomfortable. So I'll choose comfortable. But for me, what I realized was it's like the uncomfortable choices, when I made them, my life grew. It got bigger. Everything changed. So it's the willingness to be beyond what people tell you can be different, be in that place where, okay, this is uncomfortable, but I know it's true for me. So I'm going to choose it.
Right. And you're going to have, and like you just said before, I mean, there's going to be challenges along the way, but if you keep the big picture ahead of you and keep working towards that, it will all pay off. It would definitely all pay off. So how does money play into this? And of course, that's always a big question.
I would say to people to give up on your big picture. Because most people go, well, I have this big picture, but it's but with that, like if you have a picture of your future, all you can do is choose towards that picture. You can't get a bigger life than the picture. But what if as you change and as you're willing to choose more, then the picture becomes irrelevant. You can have something bigger. So I would say to people, hey, give up your picture. And what else would be possible if you were willing to choose what was true for you? Wow.
I mean, that's really powerful words. And, for somebody to hear that and say, okay, I got to give up. And I don't think it's giving up your big picture as much as it is saying, I want to do it differently.
Yeah.
And I need to explore what that is. Because sometimes people really don't know, but they know they want to do something different. It's like in a relationship. You're in a relationship with someone and it's comfortable, like you said, but at the same time, and I'm saying this out of experience, but at the same time, you're like,
I have experience in that area too.
But it's like, I could do better, and again, you have to step away and explore that, experience that to see, what it is that you really, really want. I know. And I've been divorced a couple times and, of course the family would be like, what are you looking for? And it'd be like, I'll know it when I find it. But if I wasn't out there exploring, I wouldn't have found it.
That question alone, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Is really what most people don't ask themselves. Because what are you looking for? If somebody was to ask me that right now, I'd be like, good question.
Right.
But it would inspire the curiosity that I have to go, oh, what am I looking for? Like, what am I actually asking my life to be like?
Yes.
And that's the thing with business, with everything. It's like when we use that curiosity, we can create something different.
Right. And again, there are so many opportunities out there to create a different life. And, the biggest thing is really just to take that first step to say, I want to make a change and I want to do things differently.
The Connie Pheiff Show is heard everywhere. You can find The Connie Pheiff Show on most of your favorite networks. It's time to now recognize and thank our major networks for all of their support. In the house, we have Conscious Business Radio, C-Suite Radio, Transformation Radio, iHeartRadio. We are also heard on Google Play, Apple, Radio, Stitcher, and so many more that I just can't keep up with them all. I'm Connie Pheiff, your unstoppable diva. Learn more about our gym and how we can work together at my fancy schwanky website, ConniePheiffShow.com. I'll see you over there. Until then, like, share. Now back to the show.
So what happens? You have that person and they're just like, I really can't do this. And, they're really in that comfort place and they just don't step out of that box.
Well, I would say the way that I get motivated and the way that I know I motivate a lot of people with is say, you're right, you can't. Because if I went right now, okay, I want my life to change. I want all this to be different. And somebody said, you can't do it. I would say, oh, you watch me. Watch me do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is a motivational tool that people don't use because we go, oh, well, how can I make it easier for you? Which is buying in to the suffering of somebody else's reality rather than going, oh, you can't, you're right, you're hopeless.
Yeah, they're listening to that negative speak of their own, and sometimes even shaming themselves, thinking, oh, I have a responsibility, and if I want to do something different, I'm really not fulfilling my responsibilities, but yet they're miserable. So then, like you said, they're listening to that negative speak that they're getting from so many people. But you're right; it has to be the person. It has to be that individual.
It has to be you.
Right.
Like, life and living is not something you can be educated on. It really isn't. And it's like, and I used to think that if I figured it all out, if I got it right, then I could educate myself on how to live. But it's like that didn't include me in it. It was me educating myself on how to get it right. And it's like for people, when you tell them, you can't do it. There's no way in the world. They jump, they leap, they go. It's like if you want to choose something, jump for it, leap for it, stretch for it, and we have this capacity that we seldom go for it. We really do. And it's like, for me, when I talk with people, it's like, I like to see a different world where we all go for what we know and what is greater for us, because the world will change with that.
Yes. And we are seeing, we definitely are seeing a shift. And, I follow, and again, coming out of corporate, and I follow some of that shift. And they've looked at statistics and research and showing where, more and more people are taking that shift. But where it is today to what they projected it to be today is not even close. Because I looked at this very same research they did about 10 years ago. And so they projected today to be about 40% of the population who has stepped out and left corporate. It's not even close. So you're right. So people are saying that they want to do it differently, live differently, but they're still not quite, putting on their big boy pants and stepping out and saying, I'm doing it. I'm going to stretch myself and do it. So,
Can I just say that part with the big boy pants is a really big part, because a lot of us, we do this thing where we go, well, I'll just follow the rules. I'll do all this. And the same with corporate and everything. It's like, well, here's the rules. Mm-hmm. Here's how to do it. Where are the big boy pants? Where are you and what you know? Where is that valuable in that?
Right.
So it's like, that's that place of stretching though and going, okay, so what do I know here? And it's not like you don't have to walk into a boardroom and expose everything that you know. Mm-hmm. You have to expose it to you. If you expose it to you, then you can see the ways that you can put it into different things.
Right. Absolutely. And my husband, he just left corporate 3 months ago. Mm-hmm. And he's been wanting to do this for a number of years. And we've talked about it, but it was always like, I do like it here. And he made it to vice president, of this national organization. And finally this year he calls me and says, I made my decision. I resigned today. I was like, okay. So it was, and again, him even stretching himself. And so now he's in the business with me because we were looking for a new CEO. And so he was like, pick me. So, there was a time of an adjustment, which, in any change, you have to do that. And like I said, it's still only been a couple of months, but, he's quickly stepped right into that role. So it's, when the time is right. And just, again,
yeah. And that's the big thing is,
Right. Like I said, it wasn't a total surprise. I mean, I knew it was going to come, it was going to happen. But I mean, that exact day, that exact moment, that was a little surprising, but I was like, okay, you're doing it. Finally.
Notice the joy in your world with it.
Yeah.
As well. And it's like, this is when people go, I just made this crazy choice, but they have this joy in their world. Right. And I'm like, yeah, that's choice. That's the way it works. Yeah. You just made a choice for you. It's joyful.
Right. And it really was. And I had shared that we moved, between LA and the East Coast. And so I was actually 2 days later getting ready to leave to come to the East Coast. And they said, well, what really pushed you to finally do this? And he's like, I didn't want you to go. He goes, because it was, a period of time that we would be separated. And he just said, I just didn't want you to go without me. And I was like, okay. So I was like, all right, so we're going to do this. So many people are looking at that. And even us are like, oh my God, you're crazy. Because he left his like mega 6+ figure income. But I'm like, it's okay, and I knew he was miserable, when he was there. So I just want everybody to know we are talking with the Australian CFO of Access Consciousness, Brendan Watt. So Brendan, I ask everyone this to finish this question for me. I am unstoppable because
I choose in every moment. I just look at my life and go, okay, what choice can I make right now? And then I keep choosing, and then I look at it and go, okay, what did that choice create? And this is one of the ways that I've dynamically created my life is, okay, what did that choice create? Okay, that didn't really work out that well. But instead of sitting in it and judging myself and going to the right or the wrong of it, I go, okay, so that choice created that. Okay, now what choice can I make? And I just kept choosing, and my life just shot off in all the directions that I knew it could because of my choices. So that's our capacity to create our lives is by choice.
Yes.
We talked before about the uncomfortable thing. It's like I've been very uncomfortable in the bigger choices in my life, but it's like I make them and my life gets bigger. So like this comfort thing that we have, this comfort zone where we choose from.
Right.
I really try and talk to people from the place of, okay, so what does that create for you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm bored. I'm normal. I'm, and so, okay, so what's an uncomfortable choice you could make? And they're like, and the joy that comes into their world when they go, oh, I'd like to do this. Okay,
Right.
choose that. That's more like you, and that's more the energy of who you are.
Wow. So we've talked about other people and feedback, and so how do you stay open to meaningful feedback?
I had to learn this dynamically over the years, was receiving. Like when people give me feedback, or when I see what people choose and when they change, it's like I had to start getting that I was a gift in their life just as much as they were a gift in mine.
Right.
So that receiving thing in this world is not really acknowledged. But it's like I have a son who's 14. When he was younger, it's like he taught me that you didn't have to be something different for somebody to get you. You just had to be you.
Right.
And I was like, oh, thanks. And it's like, and especially this time of year, I mean, we're in holiday season. People are going, okay, what do I give you? What do I get? It's like, no, all I want is to be me. What if you're willing to be you? And then it's like, that's way more fun for me than giving and taking.
And a lot of people need to hear that, especially around the holiday season. They do get depressed. They start thinking about the what ifs. So really, really, really good advice. But I've also read where you've said that you can change anything in your life. You just have to get out of judgment of you and choose.
Yeah.
So very, very profound statements. So just really quickly, what does that mean? What should our listeners take away from that?
Well, the thing I learned with judgment is it doesn't create anything. Like it keeps you in it. And what I talk to people about is, okay, so if you judge something, does it create something different? And they're like, no, I just feel like crap more. Okay, good. Why are you doing it?
Right.
Well, because everyone else is. Okay, good. Why are you doing it? But it's like one of the things I learned, because it's like I did it dynamically throughout my life. It's like, well, this is not working. This is bad. This is horrible. This is wrong. And it didn't change. So I went, okay, so judgment doesn't create, choice does. I need to get into choice, not judgment. So if I can make a different choice right now. So if you're judging your financial situation right now, you're saying, I suck at money, I'm crap at it, I hate it, okay, there's your judgment. Okay, where's the choice? The choice is, okay, what can I change?
Right.
And then if you go from that place of question, because judgment is not question. It's a roundabout. You just keep going round and round and round and round. So get into question and go, okay, so what can I change right now with this? Right. Oh, I could get a different job. Oh, I could stop judging myself. Oh, I could, once again, it springs forth that curiosity in your world.
So it's really asking those right questions.
Well, not even the right, but just a question.
A question, yeah.
Any question. But it's like, but that puts into existence the energy that we talked about before, like the curiosity, because that's where creation begins.
Well, so what's next? What's next for Brendan?
Next for me is Christmas with family.
Okay.
Notice my elation with that. No, I am actually. I am happy about it. I get to see some people I haven't seen in a while, and I get to do Christmas. But next is I start the year again, and I'm on a pretty much constant travel schedule of doing classes and,
Well, you're speaking and you're doing classes, and I mean, you're doing so much. You have so much going on.
I know, right?
Business, life mentor. I mean,
well, you know what the funny thing with that is? I started as a tradesman 10 years ago.
Okay. So this is definitely a shift for you.
Definitely a shift for me. You try and get me on a radio or any interview 10 years ago, I would have been horrified. But I changed my life around based on going, you know what? I like to be different. I like to be different now. I'm bored with being normal.
Well, I don't even know what normal means anymore.
You're my kind of girl. I like it.
I know people call and say, okay, where are you at this week? Oh, well, let me tell you. I shocked my family over the week. We had a funeral. I shocked them to say, I'm seriously considering about Puerto Rico next. And they're like, what? So they're just never surprised. I just keep them coming. I keep them on their toes. Yeah, keep them on their toes. So where can our listeners find out more about you?
They can find out about me on my website, brendanwatt.com. You mentioned Access Consciousness, and we have stuff everywhere. I mean, we deal with all sorts of things, business to everything. So it's like we have lots of free stuff online, and we do classes around the world, and that's what I facilitate. So it's
Wow. Well, definitely check it out, brendanwatt.com. And he has, I've been there. So he has all of his programs. I stalk all of my guests before they come on the show.
Good stuff.
So I know what he's all about.
Stalking is not a bad thing. You know?
Yes, it's a good stalking. But definitely you want to check him out, brendanwatt.com. Brendan, I want to thank you for being here. You've been so much fun.
Thank you, Connie.
And you are welcome back to the show.
Thanks, honey. You're wonderful.
Well, folks,
next time we're on, though, I really am gonna work on that Southern.
Yeah, let's work on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on the Texan accent.
Oh, I'll have to bring mine out then too. So
yeah,
we'll do more of that for sure.
Yeah.
So again, thanks for being here. And folks, that's all we have for today. And I want to thank you all for being here. Oh, let me do that again. I want to thank you all for being here and follow us on the Connie Pheiff Show. And I'm Connie Pheiff, your recovering C-suite CEO. And remember, if you have a successful career and are really finding yourself at that crossroad or looking to scale your lifestyle business to become a highly paid keynote speaker, or maybe an author, or, really using that speaker platform to drive customers back to your niche business, Talent Concierge, our team of experts, mentor, advise, train, and partner with some of the world's leading brands, supporting your growth and connecting you with opportunities in media, entertainment, and main stage keynote speaking. Just to head over to talentconcierge.co to learn more of those details. And I'll leave you with this. When we touch a heart, we change a life. When we change a life, we are unstoppable together. You're listening to The Connie Pheiff Show. I'm Connie Pheiff. Have a great week and always be kind to each other. Bye-bye.
Hey, y'all, it's Connie Pheiff. Thank you for listening to The Connie Pheiff Show. Check back often. You don't want to miss any of the good stuff. If you like what you hear and would like to be a guest on the show, head over to theconniefeifshow.com to apply. While you're there, check out our amazing advertising opportunities that will put you right in front of your perfect client. I will see you over there. Do yourself a favor this week. Activate your power and be unstoppable together.